Hello, I am now also going to be taking a look at the shfiguarts Elden Ring fingerprint vyke by Bandai and Tamashii Nations and Namco, which I'm pretty sure Bandai owns Namco, or at least they're merged into the same company. Anyways, I fucking love this dude. He is really good. The only thing that would make him like 10 times better is if he had a stand, which unfortunately he does not have a stand. But that's not the biggest issue in the world, because he stands just fine on his own. It's just with my desk, I can't keep him on here because I do not want him falling and getting broken or the paint scuffed or anything like that. Starting off first with his accessory, instead of articulation, sculpting, and painting and stuff first, he includes his war spear from the game. It is huge, of course, because, my god, it's a big fucking weapon. It obviously no articulation whatsoever. It is just a spear. The red rust or blood, I'm not sure what it's meant to be in the game. I have like 8 playthroughs in Elden Ring, and I love the game to bits. But I'm not sure if this is meant to be blood, rust, or magical aura flowing through it, but it looks great. It is way better in person, and my lighting is just bad, but it's great. It goes down to this bottom part right here on the blade. He can hold it just fine. No issues whatsoever with that. He includes several gripping style hands. 2 are angled forward from his wrist and 2 are straight up. Now sitting that down, getting into Vyke himself, he is awesome. Like, super awesome. The chainmail, this cloth around his waist, this is soft rubber. He's not all hard plastic. Starting at the feet, a slight toe bend, no down at all. There's a metal pin through the foot to hold it in place. That is a solid metal pin, and I like that a lot. Not a lot of up and down, but it's enough. The ankle can rock side to side as much as the armor will allow it to, and it works just fine. I like it quite a lot. It can rock back quite far and forward quite far, and that's the neutral position. And again, that's the forward, that's the straight down. The shins cannot twist themselves below the knee, but the entire knee can twist itself, or thigh, I mean. So it works just fine. The knee is double jointed in a very interesting sculpted way. I don't know how well that is focusing because it just won't focus. There we go. But you can see how that is built. Focus, thank you. You can see how that's done. There is, this part is a straight piece with the actual joint inside the leg attached here and here in the thigh and shin in a very good way. And it can bend pretty much perpendicular to the thigh. It's great. It's very well done, and I like that movement a lot. First, and again, the thigh can swivel a full 360, but is slow when you twist it inside because of the shape of his pelvis. Now, interesting thing is you can pull the thighs down, and I don't really understand what the purpose of that is besides getting him to more action poses, but it's a good thing to have. It's better to have that than not. Both thighs do this. Pushing it back up. Let's get up to his waist. This is, again, soft rubbery plastic and is glued about right here and partially on his back, but the rest of it moves freely. This is soft rubber and bends and is glued or ball jointed into the metal, I think. The chainmail is soft, and he can get the kicks pretty good because the soft rubber parts allow for it. He splits pretty well. This leg goes more than this one, and it's still pretty damn good. I like him a lot. His cape is soft, rubbery plastic as well, And okay, back here it's much harder than it is in the front, so that's why this leg does not go as far back. The cape can be removed by taking off his helmet. He can, it's squeaking, but it's a very tight joint. He can twist side to side quite well. Pretty deep, no ab crunch actually at all, and a limited arcing back, very limited arcing back. The wrists and hands are on a socket in the hand itself and a peg here. This peg does not move whatsoever inside of the wrist, but the hands have enough clearance to get up and down and back and forth, and they can obviously do a full 360. They modeled his hands just like they are in the game, with this having a much smoother metal cover and this one being ridged. The elbow pads are stationary and do not move whatsoever, but he can get a full, very deep, nearly 98-degree bend in the elbow, I think, on both arms. This armor is on a ball joint and can be taken off with no issue. And he has butterfly joints in both arms. This one is limited by the cape. He can hit a full T-pose. Well, okay, never mind. Not because of this. He can't hit a full T-pose. But the head can move left and right, up and down a little bit, and taking the helmet off. That's rough. The cape can be removed. And this is just a straight up forward and back movement. Now putting the cape back on, and his head. He is pretty good, and I like him a lot. And I hope shfiguarts does a Blythe figure eventually, because I will happily get a Blythe figure. The painting is great. The sculpting is fantastic. Oh, I forgot to mention the bicep swivel on both arms. It is the same on each. The sculpting is fucking great. The painting is good too. The rust here, that indent on his chest and his helmet, just giving you a good shot of that. It looks impressive. It's very, very beautifully done with this dude. The cape, I don't know how well it's showing up on camera, but the cape looks and feels like actual cloth. You can tell it's rubber, of course, but it feels wavy and nice, and it has the texturing of actual stitching. Now, laying him down for a moment. The box is pretty small, but is quite good. A shot of him, Elden Ring's logo, the game title, Tamashii, Bandai, Namco, some legal jargon, and this panel, okay, the box opens from the side rather than the top or bottom, and it has a sheet over there showing the spear and its fire piece effect, which I will show in just a minute. And here it has a little label of his alternate hands: 2 splayed, 2 angled gripping, 2 straight gripping, and 2 fists. I have him with his fists on right now. Scan that barcode if you want. Moving on to the rest of the packaging that was inside of the box, he comes with this nice piece. His hands are in here, of course, the 2 angled, 2 straight gripping, 2 resting palms, and the fire effect, which slips onto his spear, which I will show you now. It is a very tight connection, and I don't like doing it because I'm scared it'll break. But like, yeah, see, he cannot hold it upright with this on very well and is hard to balance, but I'm glad that this fire effect is included because it looks really pretty. Now, going back to the plastic packaging, the spear fits into this 2-piece protector, and this snaps onto the top of this to keep everything in place. But Ultimately, I would give this guy, honestly, a straight 9 out of 10. He is fantastic and retails for $70 on Big Bad Toy Store. And I can't recommend him enough. He's really good and really impressive, and I love him to bits. Hope you enjoyed the video.